Mech Islet was one of the most anticipated islands in My Singing Monsters since Ethereal Workshop. So in today's video, I'll be going over the complete history of Mech Islet, starting with every teaser we got for the islet before it released. One of the biggest teasers for Mech Islet takes place at the end of the official Creator Month kickoff trailer. At the very end of the trailer, the video glitches and shows an image of Venshun in Ethereal Workshop next to the machine that it built previously in the Breakout Stars trailer in attempt to escape free. What's specifically interesting about this image is the fact that the machine next to Venshun has text on it that translates to warp with a question mark. This is an obvious teaser for Mech Islet, and it's also the only direct teaser for the islet. Now, moving on to a slightly older teaser that teases the primordial for the islet. On May 9th, a new observation page was added to the Doma website. On this page, along with the text, there is an image that has many hidden teasers inside of it. The image had a teaser for the Psychic Island Titan Soul Kruvloftian Crocus, alongside a hidden spectrogram that can be converted to sound, though we will get into that last. The last sentence on the page ends talking about the name of a food spot and their upcoming BOGO lunch special. Now, if you say this out loud, you'll notice that it kind of sounds like the name of one of the upcoming primordials, Bogle, which is hinting at Bogle being the next primordial. And finally, going back to the image, this is where we get into some pure speculation. In the image, we can see faint stains that resemble a spectrogram. Monster handler David confirmed in the official My Singing Monsters Discord server that these markings were not accidental, and that they're there for a reason. Fans in the server then attempted to put this spectrogram together and put it through a converter, which gave varied results until someone got this sound from it. It sounds like it'll be making cricket sounds, and it also kind of sounds similar to the cricket sounds at the end of the Don't Quit Your Day Job skit video with Matt Shea, which I will also play for you now. While it's likely that this sound might be for a paranormal, there's still the chance that it's the sound for Bogle on Mech Islet. On June 11th, almost the entire update was accidentally leaked by an App Store event, revealing Mech Islet's design and its primordial, but monster handler David stated in the official My Singing Monsters Discord server that even though we saw the new islet and its primordial, that y'all have no idea what's coming. This is huge because this implies that Mech Islet isn't even close to everything the update will include, which is insane. Now, you might be curious on when the islet will be released. The islet's release date has been teased many times, so I'll get into that now. On the same day Plasma Islet released, the Monster Handlers held an MSM Live update showcase to show off the new update. At the start of the MSM Live, there was a skit segment of Monster Handler Matt going into the dish harmonizer and getting split to bring out Tyson's spirit. After he was crushed into the dish harmonizer, a black screen with text saying 6 hours and 21 minutes later came onto the screen. This isn't the only time the numbers 6, 2, and 1 have appeared over the past few months either, as in both the Magical March contest and official Creator Month trailers, there were references to 621, one as part of a made-up YouTuber's name, with that being FwogFan621, and as the like count on an example Instagram post. While 621 was an area code for the coordinates used to tease Owlesque, the number reappeared even after Owlesque's release in the official Creator Month trailer, which is definitely hinting at something. You might be wondering what's important about these numbers. Well, if you put the numbers into date form, you get June 21st, which is on a Saturday. Since this date is on a Saturday, it's likely that June 21st will be the day the reveal trailer for the islet takes place, as other trailers for big updates like this one, like the Ethereal Workshop trailer, take place on Saturday. This is backed up with the accidental leak they put out that revealed the islet's June 25th release date, which is 4 days ahead of the teased trailer date.
Big Blue Bubble just accidentally leaked their next island, Mech Islet, 2 weeks early, and today I'll be breaking down every single part of the new leak. During today's update, they accidentally put out an App Store event for Mech Islet, giving us a release date as well as a sneak peek to what the islet will look like. At the top of the event, it says June 25th, meaning that Mech Islet will likely release on that day. The bottom of the image has a caption that reads as following: Mech Islet arises in the ether. Venshun finally escapes the Ethereal Workshop. Zero toiled and tinkered through technical difficulties to bring the glorious Mech Islet to life. Explore it now. Now, looking at the image, the first thing we see is the primordial for the islet, and that primordial is Bogle. Bogle's sound was also teased at the end of a video with Matt Shea, so I'll play that for you now. It seems like the two pipes on Bogle's tentacles that we can see from the leaked image will be making whistling sounds throughout the song. The next obvious thing in the image is the dish harmonizer. It seems like it'll be using the exact same mechanic as Plasma Islet, just with Mech Meebs instead of Plasma Meebs. Now, looking at the actual island itself, we can see that the islet is layered, which honestly looks pretty cool. The bottom layer is made of 3 beams connecting to make a triangle surface, and the other layers are just mechanical platforms that go higher and higher. Looking at the obstacles, we have holographic trees for trees and rusted cogwheels stacked on top of each other for rocks. One final thing, looking at the image, you can actually see the critter for the island, which looks to be a real interpretation of a computer bug as it looks like a holographic bug, obviously. Looking at the colors and style, the whole island has this futuristic robot factory feel to it. The metal beams and platforms are mostly gray and silver, which makes sense for the mech theme. The holographic parts glow with blue and green light, giving the island that digital computer look. This leak is different from the usual hints we get from Big Blue Bubble. Instead of small clues or teaser videos, we got the full picture and release date all at once. This clearly wasn't supposed to happen as they got rid of it immediately after. This isn't the only time this has happened either, as back in December, the entire Paranormal release was spoiled a day early by App Store events. Now, some fans might have some questions about the islets, so I'll be trying to break down every single one now. First, a question I've seen a lot is, why is Mech Islet coming before Shadow Islet? Well, in one of the pages of the guide for ethereal islets, the primordial air element is listed before the primordial cold element, which suggests that Mech Islet might be released before Shadow Islet, similarly to how Rebro and Vention were released before Grumpire and Pentumbra. Second, why is Bogle the primordial for this island instead of Fanhole? A lot of fans thought Fanhole would be the Mech primordial because it was the most fitting for the element, but with the leaked image revealed and it being Bogle, a lot of fans are being left confused. Well, in an MSM Live a while back, Monster Handler Matt suggested that the elemental affiliation for each primordial will be more of a surprise and may not be exactly what the community is expecting.
Yeah, and I would caution folks, because I know that they've already started theorizing about it since Saturday. Maybe you're in for a surprise. Maybe things won't actually go through the way that you're expecting. So.
And finally, what will the next islet be? Looking at the ethereal islet guide, it goes plasma, air, cold, water, and earth. There's currently no schedule for when each islet will release, but since Plasma Islet released in February and Mech Islet will be releasing in June, at the moment we can only guess that there might be a new islet every 4 months. This isn't completely confirmed though, so we will have to wait until the next islet releases before we can figure out a pattern.
The Mech Islet trailer has finally been released, and inside of it we get to see the brand new islet, Mech Islet, the new primordial, as well as the islet's song. In today's video, I'll be breaking down everything we saw in the trailer and more. At the start of the trailer, we see a Mech Meeb inside of Ethereal Workshop landing on a branch, before it pans to Venshun waking up to his alarm and doing his daily routine, eventually marking how many days he's been stuck on Ethereal Workshop on the wall. He's then seen tiredly looking at his watch, until a Mech Meeb makes the machine he built back in the Breakout Stars trailer say, "Warp," on the screen. Venshun immediately gets up and goes over to it, and tries to turn it on, only for it to fail and not work at all. He repeats this process every single day, waking up, doing his daily routine, and trying to escape, up until he discovers a mine that has a sign saying "No monsters" outside of it. Obviously, he ignores it and goes in, and lights a fire, getting ready to mine out of the workshop. He works day by day, mining the wall, until he finally breaks through and finds the Ethereal Island Colossal Zero E's secret room area thing. We see that he has a digital holographic bug on top of his control center, but more interestingly, on the screens in the room, we see videos of Venshun playing, with one of the screens having "Possible Escapee, Keep Watch" on it. But what's most interesting about all 4 of these is that on the bottom right screen, it has text on it saying, "Mech Islet, build in progress." Zero E and the same Mech Meeb that was messing with Venshun earlier then show up to the room before the holographic bug and the Meeb leave, leaving Zero E stuck with Venshun. Embarrassed, Zero E rushes to a button labeled "Emergency Launch" that causes Venshun to be struck by a blue laser, seemingly getting teleported somewhere. The next thing we see is Mech Islet rising up into the sky and setting itself up. The dish harmonizer then gets teleported onto the islet, right before Venshun gets teleported right above it, leading to him falling directly into it. Zero E then appears and splits Venshun, creating a Nightbear egg. Zero E then splits a ton of extra Venshuns into it as we watch the monsters slowly appear on the islet, also giving us a sneak peek of the song. Zero E then appears, before going over to a statue of the primordial Bogle. He picks it up and brings it to the dish harmonizer, before pushing it in and essentially cleaning it off with Mech Meebs. This eventually brings it to life, and Zero E pulls out the primordial for the islet, Bogle. It then starts playing music through its tentacles, showing us that it makes flute sounds. We then zoom out and we get to hear a snippet of the song before it transitions over to the islet's wordmark. At the very end of the trailer, like most trailers, we see the updates version, which will be version 4.8.4, and the month it releases in, which is June. But that's not all that's coming in this update, because Sky Painting will start on the same day that Mech Islet releases, giving us a lot more content than just Mech Islet. We already have 2 basically confirmed rare monsters for Sky Painting, with those being Rare Bloat and Rare Squat. We know about Rare Squat because it was revealed at the start of June in the Creator Month kickoff trailer, but what about Bloat? Following the rare magical release schedule, it can be assumed that since for every Ox seasonal event we get 2 rare magicals, there will be another one coming alongside Rare Squat, and it makes total sense for the other one to be Rare Bloat. This isn't all that's coming in Sky Painting either, as we also have 4 brand new costumes coming for Gob, Souza, Tutu, and Pango, as well as 2 new seasonal treats, with those being Cotton Candy and Rainbow. That is everything that we know that is coming on Wednesday. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe so that you don't miss any future videos.